さんこんばんは。こんばんは。あ、ありがとうございます。お返事が返ってくるとは思いませんでした。ありがとうございます。本日の MC を、務めさせていただきます。八木と申します。よろしくお願いいたします。本日はですね、âge 20th Anniversary Broadcast Still Breathing に、ようこそお越しくださいました。
Hello and welcome to the âge Still Breathing 20th Anniversary broadcast. Thank you for all coming in this rather cold weather. And I hope you're all very careful about not catching a cold on your way home. First, there's something I want to bring up for all of you. It's on page 7 of the script, so give me a second. I think there are a lot of people here who you don't really recognize. You all know about Radio Total Eclipse? You may think, wow, that's a program that ended many, many years ago. I was the one who was the MC for that. I'm a broadcaster. And I was also the MC for the âge official broadcast on Mika Video. It's been many, many years since then, but I am the MC for this event today. Thank you for that wonderful welcome. The fact that I'm here means that this event is a pretty big deal. I think we have a very, very full night coming for you today. I think, if anything, we have a little too much for you. And so my most important job for tonight is going to be keeping us on schedule. And so there's something we'd all like to ask for your cooperation with. For this event, we will not be allowing, or actually, we will be allowing photos and uploads to Twitter for the concert, which comes later tonight. But no recordings and no videos, however. And we would also ask that you, when you tweet, you put the hashtag âge 20th, that's âge and the numbers 20th, on your post. And so we're going to be getting started in a second. But before we do that, there is something that Yoshimune-san would really like us to do. Just a little something before we get started. Well, let's start with a word from Koki Yoshimune, our founder, and Bamboo from Overdrive.
Hi, konbanwa.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Thanks for having us here tonight. And we have our little opening corner here. It's a little sad to give him that title, but yes, it's the opening corner. So, what is it that Yoshimune wants to do here? We call it the Tiger of âge. It's just a little opening event. So what's going on here? So this got to start when I kind of uploaded info about the event to Twitter, and you know, we got an immense amount of responses. And there was someone who contacted me on Twitter, a very bit of a naive guy who contacted me and said, I want to make a sequel to this game. A game that's already been, it's no longer available. And I don't really have the right to decide this, but this guy came to me and said, you know, I want to make a sequel to your
世間
game.
に発信した以上は、
責任取るよ。
その通りそれ need to know とそのねやっぱり自分が言った責任取るが良いぞって名ヤのスタイルで、でもう今日枠用意するから。
And so we offered to give him a little space at our event so that he can come here and, you know, share his idea with you. As something that I think is very much in our company's style. We have here the 500 million yen. That's Bamboo-san next to me. The man who made more money than anyone else on crowdfunding in Japan.
でもそういうケースっていろいろあって、例えばそのプロトタイプを作るのに資金調達をしてクラウドファンディングで使ってするとかっていうのがあるわけですよ。
But it's very common to do something like that, to make prototypes, and to make the prototypes you need to get some money, so you go out and share your idea with the world and try to get crowdfunding. So when you do that, there's a chance that something will actually get made.
ゼニゲバとして僕が呼ばれたという。ゼニゲバ担当として。
ということでですね、じゃあ早速その志願者。
So let's have our volunteer, this man who contacted Yoshimune-san on Twitter, come in and tell us his idea. This is Mr. Kitakuou.
君なの？俺ずっとスタッフだと思ってた。
そうですね、楽屋にずっといらっしゃいましたから。
僕鍵持ってますんでみたいな感じだったから、スタッフだと思ったら。
He thought that he was one of the event staff.
そんだけのことをリスクを冒して、挑んできたわけだから。
He's taking a big risk by coming here, so we need to treat him like a big deal, so that you know he'll feel the pressure. We want to really make him realize that what he's doing here is something very important, something very special, and he needs to feel the pressure about what it is that he's trying to do here. I just asked him a while ago, and he's got a really big presentation for us. Now, there was an old program called the Tiger of Money. So here we have the Tiger of âge. And we've handed both of our panelists a yes and a no sign. And raise the circle sign for yes if you think this is a project that should be made, and an X for no. How confident are you about this? I'm relatively confident. All right. So you're going to have 3 minutes to do your presentation. We don't have a lot of time today, so you got 3 minutes. I was told it was 5 minutes, actually. Okay, begin your presentation. I say thank you for having me here. I am Kitakuou. So don't have a lot of time, so there's something I'd like to start, but just tell you at the start there's something here that's going to be moving. Video for you. There's no secret password? No, there's no secret password. I thought it would be faster to just make an actual prototype for you rather than try and make a presentation.
有給がゼロになったんですけど、置いといて、試作版の方をちょっとプレスしたとき、クリックしたらもう始まるんですけど、基本的に
So we're going to actually show you a little bit of the game itself. You can see the game actually moving. You click and your character moves around.
10発撃ったら120ミリが上から出るみたいな。
ちょっと待って、これ今自分で今リアルタイムで操作。
はい、そうです。今
I'm actually playing this game. This isn't a video, and
it
it was too much work for me to take a video, so I decided to actually play it.
で、これ今ベータが画面に300体くらい出てるんですけど、iPhone X と今新しいやつを使ったら多分1000体くらいまで。
There's only not that many beta here, but if we did it on iPhone X, you probably have about 1,000 beta on the screen.
一応目指しているものがアクションと RTS の間くらいの部分で、もともと
So we're trying to kind of a cross between an action game and an RTS. but we'd like to be able to have, the kind of huge battles that you saw in the... we don't have a lot of time here, so we're cutting it now.
今すげえ否定的なこと言ってやろうと思ったけど、結構ハート
完全に見入ってたじゃないか。
He was totally staring at it. Yoshimune-san was totally staring. I'm just gonna give my opinion. I say yes. He says yes. And actually is starting the presentation now.
はい、じゃあ自己紹介させていただこうと思うんですけど、本当はやんなきゃいけないんですけど時間ないんですいません。
So I'm not going to actually introduce myself because we have no time. So instead I'm going to tell you what it is that I kind of want to do with this project. So there was, in Exohegularity 2, there was this idea of beta appearing in the modern day. And I'm going to try and bring that into this game. So it's a slightly more casual, distant Dawn with RTS elements where you control a tactical surface fighter. Over 300 beta on the screen at a time. So you have kind of an Akatsuki Haruki style, distant Dawn style screen for larger command, and then when it's time for a battle, you go into the individual battle screen that you see on your right. So you have a command phase and then an actual battle phase. What do you actually do for a real job? I don't think anybody actually has that much interest in me, so we'll skip that. Can you tell us how old you are? I'm 24. He's 24. And that's all I have to show you.
さあ、まあいろいろ話聞く前にですね、もう判定していただきます。はい。
We can have them both give their judgment, and they both say yes.
いやいいですか。
Can I say something?
もしこの企画をちょっと本当にもうちょっとブラッシュアップして、なんだろう本丸に攻める前の、今ってもうね縄文の入り口で今こうやってる感じだけども。
So you've only really showed us a little bit of. You've kind of come and shown everybody just a little bit of it. But can you actually make this? Yes, yes, I can make this.
悪い大人がいる。でも本当クラウドファンディングをもし使ってなんか資金調達してこれをもっと仕上げたいとか。
But if you do want to use crowdfunding to, kind of make this into something a little more brushed up, I think that I would be willing to help you. This is really something amazing you've shown us. It kind of feels like the rest of the event is going to kind of pale in comparison to this.
いや絶対さもうなんかこれ以上突っ込むとこの話なくなりそうだから触れたくないんだけど多分ね同業者とか本業で多分同じようなことやってる人なんじゃないかなっていうこれ一人で作ったんでしょ？あ、ほぼ一人ですね。ただ
So one of the things I'm kind of wondering is, did you make this with someone who's actually in the business? And he says, no, I actually made most of it myself.
もともと事業計画とかも一応練っていたんですけど、多分必要ないと思うんで。
ごめん、俺が間違ってたわ。俺がね、事業計画なんかいいから夢語れやったのよ。舐めてたでしょ。
You know, I only expected you to come here and just kind of talk about your dream. I didn't expect to see this much.
はい、というわけでここでお時間になりました。
And we are out of time.
虎をねじ伏せたということで、まあこの後ね、詳しいなんか
totally persuaded the tigers here, so later you can come and tell them a little more about the details.
行ってくださいというわけで、北久保さん見事なプレゼンでした。ありがとうございました。
That was a wonderful presentation from you, Kitakuou-san.
すごいロマンがあった。
That was really something. I am amazed. Thank you very much.
しかも自分のことは割愛してるんですよ。
It was really amazing how he skipped his own introduction.
とりあえず動くもんってところでこいつ分かってんだみたいな。
そういうのがあったりしましたが、さあ、じゃあここで一旦吉宗さんとバンブーさんにも一旦
ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
Okay, and that's all for Bamboo-san and Yoshimune-san for the moment. And we will get the actual event starting a bit.
不安になりますが、盛り上がっていきましょう。よろしくお願いします。
We'll do our best to make it an exciting evening for you. OK ですか。
はい、皆さんこんばんは。改めまして、本日は、âge 20th アニバーサリーブロードキャストスティールブリーディングにようこそお越しくださいました。本日 MC を務めます、âge さんの番組で、ラジオ番組で構成をしたり、ニコ生で司会させていただいたり、コミケで、MC させていただいたりとかしておりました、八木隆夫です。よろしくお願いいたします。ありがとうございます。ありがとうございます。さあ、ここからは、âge 20周年記念トークイベントと題しまして、吉宗幸喜開発スタッフユーザー代表の方、共に歴史を作ってきたゲーム会社の皆さんなどなどさまざまな方々と一緒にâgeの20年の思い出、そしてこれからについて、トークしていきたいと思いますね。今日このイベントっていうのは、まあ、もちろんここに今会場にはたくさんのお客様いらっしゃっておりますが、
Apologies, the volume was a little off. That should be better now.
さらに中国とアメリカでしたっけ？中国とアメリカにもなんか通訳入りで配信されているというふうに伺っております。やっぱりâgeさんって力の入れどころちょっとおかしいんだなって思ったりもしますが、
We are doing English and Chinese broadcasts today,
ね、皆さんもそのこういう
which
と
is
ころが
something
好
a
きで
little
20
usual,
周
but
年
very
愛
much
してくれてるんだと思いますが、はい、今日ね一件ご注意がございます。皆さんに改めてご注意を、させていただきたいと思います。ですね、このイベント、基本的に写真 SNS 投稿はライブの後半にあるライブじゃないイベントの後半にあるライブパート以外 OK でございます。じゃんじゃん写真撮ってじゃんじゃん SNS に投稿してください。なお、動画撮影と録音は全面禁止となっております。こちらは自粛していただきますようにお願いいたします。さらにですね、SNS に、投稿する際ですがハッシュタグ#âge20th をつけて、つぶやいてみてください。#AGE20th ですね、このハッシュタグ#âge20th をつけてつぶやいてみてください。はい、というわけで、ここからはですね、
もうちょっとはい、わかりました。
お送りしていきたいんですけれども、まあ、20周年区切りではございます。楽しくやりたいんですけれども、吉宗さんにいろいろ聞きたいことが皆さんあると思うんですね。
And I'm sure you all have
具体的には
lots
あれ
of
どないなってんねんっていうやつ
questions
ですよ。
about Muv-Luv that you want to
ず
ask
っとほったらかしになって
Yoshimune-san.
るあれどないなってんねんっていうやつがいっぱいあると思いますので、この辺も突っ込んで伺っていきたいと思います。はい、というわけで、âge 20周年記念トークイベントスタートいたします。よろしくお願いし
And is
ま
now ready
す。
to start the âge 20th anniversary broadcast event. I've upped the volume a little.
それではまずはこちらのコーナーをお送りします。âge の20年を振り返ろう。
Okay, let's get started with looking back at 20 years of âge.
はい、まずは20周年を迎えましたâgeの歴史を振り返っていこうと思います。
First, let's look back at 20 years of âge. Introducing our panelists. First, for âge, we have Koki Yoshimune.
よろしくお願いします。
こんばんは。はじめまして。
Hello, hello.
続いてアージュとともに美少女ゲームの歴史を作ってきた皆さんにもご登場いただきます。
Also have a number of members of the visual novel community. First, Tororo, former CEO of Circus.
続いて、みのり代表酒井信和さん。
Also, Nobukazu Sakai from Minori.
だけ何も打ち合わせしないですよね。
整理してましたね。
ちょっとこれ読んでいいですか？
I have these little
そして、
placards for
オー
you.
バードライブ代表バンブーさん。
And representing Overdrive, we have Bamboo.
浅草から来ました。
He came from Asakusa, he says. Thank you very much.
最後はユーザー代表のこの方。
Also have the writer Mafia Kajita acting on behalf of âge's players.
ありがとうございます。では改めて、吉宗さんから順に皆さんからご挨拶を。
All right, let's start with introductions, starting with Koki Yoshimune.
をやって20年、老害を垂れ流す男吉田でございます。
Yoshida, I have been the head of âge for 20 years.
はい、トロロでございます。
I am Tororo.
引退しようかなと思ってたら、
Lately, I was going to quit the business, and instead they said, here, come and help us with our event. So I am here today. Thank you very much.
どっちになってるんですかね。あ、こっちなんですね。みのりの酒井です。
Hi, I'm Nobukazu Sakai.
ですけれど、僕家で寝てたんですね、最近まで。寝てたらアージュのイベントをやるから。
And I'm here today at the âge event with some things to sell. Not 100% sure why I'm here, actually. I have to help clean up after this done.
だってイヤホンしてますから僕ね。撤収の話聞いてるんで。まあそういう感じで今日よろしくお願いします。
Thank you for having me all today.
はい、絶賛新作を開発中なんですけれども、この山賊の3人に言われたんで今日来ました。
I'm in the middle of developing a new game, but the three of them asked me to come here, and so here I am. I'm here, but I don't quite know what's going to happen. I'm Bamboo, and I'm here. Thank you very much. Hello, I am freelance writer Mafia Kajita. Quite a bit younger than the rest of the people here. Doesn't look like it. And the microphone I was given really smells like garlic. But I do love Muv-Luv, and this is a very valuable experience for me. Thank you all for having us.
今ダントツで若いっていうお話ありましたけど。
He just said you were much younger than the rest of them. How young are you? When âge just came out, I was 12. I was 12 when âge published its first game.
そんなポケモンみたいな育ち方はしない。ちょっと違いますね。髪の毛もありましたし、眉毛もありました。絶世の美少年と歌われていました。
When I was young, I was very, very handsome.
なんでずっといかつい髪型になってるのか。梶田さんってこういういろんなイベントに出演されてると思うんですけど。
Kajita, you come to quite a few of these events.
他の皆さん最近はこういうイベントに。
But what about the rest of you? Have you been to any events like this lately? One here has his company is closed. One has retired.
あ、なるほどなるほど。作詞作曲だけします。あ、そうなんですね。だからこのメンツが集まるのって結構珍しいんじゃないですか。
Actually, rare to have 4 people like this together in the same room.
酒井さんと大体一緒が初めてだ。
あ、そうなんですか。
最初仲悪かったです。
At first, the two of you didn't really get along, did you? Actually got into fights with the other two as well.
誰が一番得をしたかってことだよね。
まあ小坂さんですよね。
そうだね。本名言ってるし。いろいろありましたね。
Quite a lot has happened. It's been 20 years.
はい。ね、このメンバーで今度ね、いろいろこのイベントを急に僕が思いついてやったことが。
So this event was something that I just came out with the idea with really quick. And I said to myself that if I wanted to do it, these were the 4 people I wanted to do it with it.
人たちを呼んで協力してくれたことなんで、だから酒井さんなんてね、ノーコマンドで一昨日から勝手にもう物販とか仕切って
Sakai-san has started selling stuff here without, even really telling me. So let's have a big round of applause for everybody.
でもね、さすがですよね。やっぱね、大きいところにね、喧嘩売ってちっちゃいところでちゃんと受け皿作るとか、そういうところでやってきた経験全部生きてますね。まあ皆さんちょっとよくわかんない話かもしれないですけど、その辺で検索していただければ。
この中で一番吉宗さんとお付き合いが古い方はどなた？
So which of these 3 have you spent the most time with in your industry? I think it would be me, Totoro says.
確かに。確かに。
会ったのが早い順みたいな。お一人ずつ最初に会った時の出会いとか。
Can you tell us when you met each of them individually?
そうですね。
Let's start with Totoro-san. The first was the Chiyoda Alliance, or when Dojima-san with Top Cats called a bunch of young H game writers into the same place. This was actually a really big meeting for circus. That was where we met Lantis.
名曲ですね。自分で言う名作曲家です。手前味噌ではございません。でもランティスさんの力がね、99% ぐらいなんで。
Lantis is 99% of what made our company what it is.
のが実は。なるほど。
まあいろいろね、つなげていかなきゃいけないんで。そんな感じでしたね。
And a lot of connections got made there, yeah.
だって最初スーツ着てましたから。
Back in the day, he used to wear suits. Always wore suits. I had no money, so I only wore suits.
でも今も一丁羅じゃないですか。今も同じような。大体オレンジ色じゃない。てかさ、あんさ、ね、アージェ20周年。わかる？これ千代連大サーカス。
It's the âge 20th anniversary, but he's got a shirt on saying the Chiyoda Alliance Giant Circus.
そうね。これよく持ってたね、これ。
I'm kind of amazed you had that. Yeah, so am I. Moving on to Sakai-san. When did you meet Yoshimune-san? It's written here, but I don't actually remember. I think I'm sold. I don't remember. Almost 50, I am.
台本に書かれてるのは、酒井さんとは当時頻繁にやっていた千代連の飲み会に。
What the script says is that Totoro-san took him to the Chiyoda Alliance meetings that were being held often at that time. But it was, about 20 years ago, and I don't really remember it. I think my head's been filled with the merchandise I've been trying to work on since yesterday. A kind of person who only really ever does something for the sake of other people. And who only ever has positive things to say about others. At the time, I had Asperger's really bad, and I didn't know it. Now I have Asperger's really bad, and I do know it. How did that happen? It probably happened because I grew up. I think, if anything, I did a little too much, and I just got a little tired.
空の色は青じゃない方がいいんだなみたいな、そういう雲のため出しとか空のため出しに疲れたんじゃないですか。そういうのもありますね。多分なんか思春期の女子みたいないろんなものと付き合ったせいで。
I think that I just got kind of tired and calmed down just because of all the experiences I had, just kind of like, a teenage girl just doing everything she can.
後でググってもらった方がいい。じゃあ、祈りオープニングで。
それ天気の方でググればいい。誰の名でしたっけ？誰の名はです。僕の名は。その話ですごいいい振りです。この話このままつながりますから。
で、バンブさんはじゃあ話か。
Okay, let's move on to Bambu-san. When did you meet?
キーボードがすごいとんがってて。
At first it was North Korea. At the time, Yoshimune-san was a little bit of a sharp guy.
千代連見るに行った時にニトロの人と話してて、いやなんか悪いことすると僕らあれなんですよね、吉田さんとか連れてくぞって言われるんですよって言われて、ひどくない？ニトロの人に俺聞いたんだけど、小坂さんひでえよ。いやでも本当に尖ってましたね。で10周年くらいの時ですっけ？
そう。10周年のランティスさんの10周年パーティーで、
I think the 10th anniversary of
やっぱり
Lantis.
会社10年続けるって大変なんですよ。
It's really hard for companies when they
もう8割ぐらい潰れちゃうんで。
to make it to 10 years. 80% of companies, 80% of companies fail within the first 5 years. So after that 10 years, he really started to calm down. And, you know, that's enough about that.
そうお互い疲れてた。それでいろいろベータパーカーとかや
はい、今ね今日たくさんの方も来てらっしゃいます。そういうアパレル手伝ったりとかですね。ギャラが A3 で得。
いやで何か言ったら赤竹美香たちが欲しいです。
すごいさっきねあそこに展示してあるじゃないですか。俺のギャラが飾ってあるね。すごい懐かしい行事になりましたね。
あとじゃあ梶田さんは割と新しく。
Kajuta-san, you only met him fairly recently. Of course, I know him much less than the others. I think it was about 2016 when I met him, around January, when they made that Parker for Muv-Luv. That's when I met him. So that is relatively new. I think you know him, met him a lot later than a lot of the guests here. I'd known the company for a long time, but as I said, I was 12 when âge first came out.
まあ表向きはやっちゃダメな。
表も裏もないんですよ世の中には。ねゲームはでもそんなね遊べるような PC も持ってなかったです。
At the time, I didn't even have a PC that could play the game. And I only actually got to play Muv-Luv in 2016. And I actually started to play it. As a kind of protagonist who's not really doesn't really have the sensitivity that most protagonists have. He's the kind of guy who will, you know, slap a girl, which you don't really see. If you came out with Muv-Luv today, the feminists would probably be really mad. But what really amazed me about the game was that by the time you're done with it, you really like all of the characters. You really get attached to them. And so after that, I just started playing and playing more in Muv-Luv. And this was a total a coincidence, but when I had finally finished it, finally finished the game, it was the 10th anniversary of Muv-Luv, which I think is, you know, kind of fate. And at the time, Yoshimune knew that I was playing it. I never actually met him. And after that, there was an event where Muv-Luv's virtual reality. There was a Muv-Luv virtual reality event, and I went to cover that. And that was the first time that I met Yoshimune-san. Yeah, Kajita was had his arms crossed and was just kind of staring. I looked really scared, and I thought he was kind of, he thought he was going to kill me. And Kajita says, you know, I was actually really nervous. I was like, oh my god, Koki Yoshimune is right in front of me. And so that's where I met him. So as a fan, I think I'm really, really new. But I think I'm living proof that it's a game that you can fall in love with, regardless of your age. So we have you here as a representative of the users. We don't really have time to talk too much about this, so let's move on and take a look at what âge has made over the last 20 years. You cannot really read it because the font is a bit too small. Who made this? Tamura-san made this. Feel kind of bad for him, so that we're going to put this up on the homepage later, possibly. I don't think the people in the back can even read this. This is what happens when you have a little too much love for a company's history. So we're moving on. It started in 2003 with Kimi nozomu, Kimi, and so Yoshimune-san, we have quite a lot to go from here, but this is the very beginning. But can you tell us which of these, what happened here that you remember most? Really, it was just kind of me going with the flow when I started up this company. So the biggest thing for us was the release of Kimi nozomu. That's where âge really got its start, I think. A lot happened when the game actually when the game came out. We lost quite a few people then. It's quite a few things. Just because of the company we're at, I can't say too much about that.
辛いこととかあると思いますけど、何が騒ぎするか分かんなくて、そのおかげで爆売れしたんですよ。店頭から消え去って、中古が4倍の値段取引されるみたいな。
And the game ended up selling quite a bit. It ended up selling a ton. People ended up buying up our copies and selling them again on the internet because it was selling so well.
なるほどね。まあそういうのがありまして、まあ。
All that happened, and the game's contents itself were all about telling the user that it's not getting to the point where you date a girl. It's when you start dating a girl that things actually get really tough. Bamba-san, can you tell us a little about what shocked you so much about the time? At the time I said, wow, you can actually make something like this? And something that really just kind of reached out and grabbed me. Thank you. No, you're welcome. Just like Kajita, he was like, wow, can you actually get away with this? And in 2003, the Kimi nozomu anime came out. And moving on, here's 2004. What do you remember from this year? Well, I don't really remember that much. So much happened then that I don't really want to remember, actually. Apologizing for the delay in Muv-Luv's release, for example. I want to keep going and just talk about when Muv-Luv actually came out. But the anime for Kimi nozomu was a big thing. Tetsu Watanabe, who we would later do Shoujo's Market with, did a good job with that, kind of bringing out the Mitsuki and Haruka roots together. And so Muv-Luv itself was released. Muv-Luv Alternative, actually, that was released in 2006. It means it took almost like 9 years. Muv-Luv Alternative came out. And at the time, there was enough hate. I was practically, the archetypal hero. If I went to Akihabara, they probably would have killed me. So Chiyomaru from Nitro and Matsune here, Tororo here, kind of took advantage of the delay to publish their own game. Matsune, that's what I call Tororo-san. So when I say Matsune, just think Tororo. What I really am grateful to Tororo-san for is that Muv-Luv was so big that we split it up into multiple games, and people were just like completely bashing me. And I said, "Wow, you've got like twice the length of a typical game here. I don't understand why you're bashing me." But then his game came out, and that took all of the bashing away from me and put it on to him. Well, at the time, any news was good news for trying to sell a product. So in 2006 and 2007, then moving on to 2008, there were various other Muv-Luv alternative contents that came out. That was when basically everything was Muv-Luv. And Tech Giant, the magazine, was basically publishing nothing but Muv-Luv. Yeah, that's kind of what happened at that time. In 2011 Ixtal was founded. He calls it Ixtal. No, you've worked with Ixtal. And now moving on to 2012. This was when the Total Eclipse anime came out. That's when the place that we're holding this, Avex, actually picked up Total Eclipse, and that's been what was an anime project we've been working on for about 9 years, and thanks to them, it was finally able to come out. It's something I really remember well, but what were Bamboo and Matsune doing then? We were at the Budokan, actually. Sorry, I lost the plot for a moment there. Moving on. Let's talk about the Beta Parker and how it was quite popular, and a lot of people still have it today. Actually had a concert at the Budokan, and moving on to 2015. 2015, 16, 17, and later, that's when Avex came out with Schwarz's Mark. I think it's really important to just have a continuous stream of content. The worst thing you can do is just have it stop and nothing come out, and then wow, everybody's looking at me. And the comments, when I said that, got really, really nasty. And we'll be make it so that you can see those comments on the homepage after this event. And that's our look back at the last 20 years of âge. So until now, we've been looking at this diagram, but I think that our users probably have a lot of questions that they're wondering about where Muv-Luv is right now. So we have some homework for Yoshimune-san. So where do we start here? So what I'm curious about is, when I talk to the people who have been a lot of the Muv-Luv fans are really kind of upset that not much has come out since Alternative.
それをですね、俺の世代で味わわされるの嫌だなと。
世代論。
俺の世代で味わわせるの嫌なんで、いろいろ今止まってるプロジェクトがある。
So there's quite a few projects that aren't really going anywhere, it seems like. And he says, I don't really want to talk much about that.
これからね、情報化社会でもう昔ほど隠れられないですから。
So we're now living in an information society where you can't really hide things as much as you used to. Something where and so we'd really, really like you to kind of move forward with your projects. Okay, let's start with what's in the script. What's going on with the app version of Muv-Luv that was in the Kickstarter? This is something that we're still working on.
そんな嘘ついちゃダメです。
嘘ってまた決めつけないでくださいよ。決めつけもひどいけどな。まあこれは今もうちょっと突っ込んで言うと仕込んでるものがこうはまっていくとそれの余剰でできる予定ってこういうことやるからダメなのかな。
So to tell you a little more, we're working on the things that will eventually let us make the project.
いう形でね、
倒れられると困るんだけどなということですよ。何言ってるか分からない。
うろたえてんの。
今って大人がうろたえんですけど、今って単位いくつなんですか？1アージュ何年なんですか？
まだ更新されてないです。
一応3らしいよまだ。
1アージュってなんだよ。
だから3とか4とか言われる。
3とか4って相当違うんだけど。
いやじゃあ3アージュ4アージュとか。でその単位で言うかどうか別として、例えばデイアフターの04。
For example, let's talk about Day After 04. This is also something that we're finally about ready to release. Something that we'd finally like to release. This, I think, is a moment everybody's been waiting for. As an individual, my real name, Yoshida Hirohiko. Under my real name, I'd like to say that for our 21st anniversary, which would be next year, we will be...
来年ってだって3年あるんでしょ時空が乱れると単位がほら違うから度量法がなるほどねでもそっかやっぱあいつはまあでも
あそこだけ浦島効果が
おかしいもんな、おかしな流れが
行き急いでるんで多分こう相対性的にねこうちょっと流れがまあそんなまあ冗談抜きとして
joking aside, we need to actually decide on a goal or the game is never going to come out.
このイベントだって やるってツイッターで動いたらみんなが力貸してくれた。
For example, this event is something that only really happened because I said I was going to do it on Twitter, and a bunch of people came together to make it possible.
だけど僕がいろんな人の顔を見て動かなかったら多分もう誰も力貸してくれないってことはよく分かった。
I'm thinking, I understood that if I come out with this and it doesn't get done, no one's going to help me. It's never going to get done. So I'm taking a big risk saying this. And I'm ready to get the game out. Even if the animation isn't that great, and it's just a bunch of 2D characters standing on a screen and talking, but I am ready to get it out.
俺が全国暗記やね。
自転車の後ろに乗っけてね。
面白いわそれ。であとファンクラブのユーザーの解放ですねこれ。
Now let's talk about the fan book for the users. I think this is something that I can say now.
これは1ヶ月以内に1冊送ります。
We'll be sending this out within a month.
前から言ってるようにちょっともう紙を作って送るだけで人数的に送料が400万500万かかっちゃうんで、デジタルのデータで送らせていただきたい。
But we are going to be sending it in digital data because it's just there's too many people to send it out for on paper. 1 month? That's 3 months. 3 months.
年内っていうことは今年中ってことですよ。3年後の年内じゃないですよ。
What's going to happen within this year? Within this year.
年内ってもうそれ1ヶ月とかって通じないよね。
みんな誰も割ときょとんとしないっていうのがすごいですよね。
It's amazing that no one is actually seems that astonished here in the room. They're all just accepting this naturally. They're figuring, oh yeah, that sounds about right.
でも本当そのうち笑わなくなりますよ。みんなスンって真顔になりますよ。
あれですよね、倦怠期なんか。
どうぞ。
いやいやいや。
梶田さんはまだそこに慣れてないから。
Kajita-san isn't used to Yoshimune's ways yet.
微妙なとこなんですよ。待ってないで待つ時間も楽しかったってみんなは言うんですよ。
なるほどね。
そこにすごいやっぱ疎外感を感じますよね。
あれね、行列のできるラーメン屋にスッと入れちゃったみたいな感じですよね。
それけど負け惜しみですから。
で、なんでさいつもユーザーさんと戦う姿勢なの？
本当はね、待ちたくなんかない。
その代わり生まれたのがアージュのライブですから。延期をずっとやってるから半年に一遍ライブやってて、で財務苦しくなっちゃうみたいなね。
まあそれはそれでね楽しかったなと思いますが、
めっちゃ楽しかった。
でそもそもじゃあユーザークラブどうすんだっていう話もある。
So there's also a question of what exactly is going to happen with the user club. So what is going to happen with the fan club? And so we're going to be worrying about the fan club when we when we're done with all of the things that we've kind of been talking until now.
10年間貯金を続けてきたわけですからね。
ツイッターでね、俺らのね金脈舐めるんじゃねえ。されない鉱山だってこと教えてやらとかって書かれてて、
かっこええ。
すげえこいつみたいな。
心意気が違います。
金使わせろ吉宗みたいなとか。
でもね、それはまず今日。
So we have a lot of people who want to give us money for the fan club, but we do have money, and we're kind of like, we don't need your money. We need to get this stuff done first.
だいぶ良かった。
あの倉庫の7割8割なかったの？
そうですね。あの倉庫のうち3分の1はそういうもんじゃないんですよ。部材とかなんですよ。3分の2がこれどうすんだよっていう案件のものだったんですね。でそのうちの、1パレぐらい残ってる、2パレから残ってるんですけど、残り持ってきたんですよ。でここの会社の倉庫に入れてる時に、僕腰を痛めるぐらいで終電がなくなるぐらいずっと含めてたんですね。でもう絶望しかなかったんですよ。
ありがとうございます。
昨日袋詰めしてる時もこれもう無理だよと思いながらずっとやったんですよ。
その横で僕写真撮ってアップしてました。
死ぬと思いながら。で雨も降るしもうダメだとずっと思ってたんですけれど、結構なくなったんでだいぶ気持ちが晴れました。
ありがとうございます。皆さんありがとうございます。
Thank you all very much, everyone.
途中でねもうソルドアウトもバンバン出てましたからね、本当ありがたかったです。
そうですね。僕の腰もこれで報われる。
多分酒井さんにこうマージンがねこうチャリンチャリンってこう行くような流れ作ればね、今後。
そうだったら嬉しいんですけれど、アルバイトなんで。
アルバイトですよね。
はい。 というわけでね、宿題についていろいろ伺いましたけれども。
So Yoshimune-san has a lot of work to do, but we do have some numbers for you. Is that all?
まだ行きます？
No, we have more actually.
ほら、さっきさ、前座でなんかね、説明よりもなんか動くものとか言われて、終始言わざるを得なくなっちゃったんだから。
なるほど、追い詰められたんだ。
オルタ2は？
What about Alter 2?
そういうのはここで言えない話でしょ。
I cannot tell you about that here.
僕若いからわかんない。
急に僕ちゃんになっちゃった。
いや、あんたいろんなところでライターとか広報とかやってらっしゃるじゃないですか。
急にぶっこんでくるな、この人は。
怖えな。
というわけでね、吉宗さんからいろいろなお話聞けましたので、
So we got to hear quite a lot from Yoshimune, and you all have heard him say it. So remember well what you heard today. And we'll be looking forward to âge to come out with the things they said they would. So we've looked back on the past 20 years with âge, and 20 years is 1999. Think about where you were in 1999. Your lives, where you are, have all changed a lot. People who are students are now all grown up. Some of you used to be able to work all night before, and now 20 years later you can't. Some of you have families.
今ここ来てる場合じゃなかった。
いやだって酒井さんからこっち側この1週間多分そういう状況でもう死ぬってこういうこと。
Sakai-san has been doing all-nighters for the last 20 years.
あの中に入っていたメカ設定本。あれ本当に重くて。この ABEX ビルの地下から。
Mech design book in the that was on the goods sale today. That was very, very heavy, and it was very, very hard to get it all over here. Especially because the
そこから倉庫に入れるの終電もう12時過ぎなくなっちゃったけど思いながら。
もっとすごいのさっきの歴史の表をあれここに届いたのこのオンエアの10分ぐらい前ですよ。
まあ大変そうですよね。後半なんかすごいですもんね。ありがとうございます。すごく僕のお給金は一律なんですけれど、なくなったことに嬉しさを感じたので。
He's very happy that all of the goods have sold out.
頑張ります。
ありがとうございます。
Do our best with that going forward.
ね、まあ酒井さんもまだまだ元気に働けるということが分かったんですけれども、ね、まあ20年といえば一言で言えば簡単に言えばですね、梶田さんが中学生からこの状態になるぐらいの。
20 years specifically, long enough time for Kajita-san to go from being a middle schooler to a full-grown adult that you see in front of you. And there are actually some players of the game who have gotten married because of âge's game. We see that quite a lot on Twitter. People who got to know each other because of their common interest in the game. And from there went to the game's true ending, you could say, the true ending. Which title was it? It was Kimi actually, and they are here with us today.
新婚さんいらっしゃいの最後のコーナーみたいになってますよね。おめでとうございます。
筋肉見せびらかしすぎなのにマスクする意味あるの？
The guy in the front row who's showing off his muscles and wearing a mask, and we're kind of wondering why he is wearing that mask.
筋肉で特定余裕だろそれお前。
He can be very, very easily identified because of his muscle. So you got married with because of Kimi Nozo? There are two groups, two couples here actually. And we gave them a husband and wife discount for this event.
次3人目、4人目とかね、3人に増えてったりするわけじゃないですか。
確かにね、新しい家族が。
まあその英才教育をしていただくために、これ優遇でございますよ。
じゃあ今回が夫婦割で、その次親子割です。
And we're hoping next time they come, they will be bringing their children with them, and we'll give them instead of a couple's discount, we'll give them a family discount.
いやいやほら、その美少女ゲームのメーカーだから、その子孫繁栄直結する行為とか。
じゃあ親子丼って名前にしたいじゃん。いやいやいや。君これ一部上場企業。
素晴らしいビッグアイディア。
乗っかるんだ、そっちだ。
はい、というわけでそんなねおめでたいご夫婦2組。
And so Yoshimune-san has something a little special for the two couples that have come here today. I have these for you. I have Haruka and Mitsuki, specially drawn by Bakouji Persia for you. We're going to be giving those to the even those to the couple. Is Bakouji here? He went home. Already? Yes, he went home. These are signed illustrations, and we'll be giving them to you later. Just come to one of the staff, and and when he said that, the wife's eyes just started to shine.
家計の足しになるわみたいなそういうことですか。15% ぐらい入れてあげて。
旦那さんも胸の筋肉ピクってしましたもんね。
The husband's muscles started to flash when he heard that, when he saw these.
ありがとうございました本当にね。これからも末永くうちのね
And we hope that you'll continue playing these titles in the future and be very happy together. Let's have a round of applause for them. A big round of applause for the couples.
コーナーの締めじゃないですけども、やっぱりこの20年ってやっぱすごい歳月で、僕もねなんか30歳から50歳になるみたいなねレベルで。
So to kind of bring it to a close, it's been a long 20 years for me. I've gone from 30 to 50. So, you know, kind of seeing this is something that's very special for me.
はい、マリア・カジャさんとヤギさんが誕生日が近いということで、お花を用意させていただきました。
Mafia Kajita, his birthday is coming up, and so we have a little bouquet for him.
おかしいだろ。
すごいビッグカップル。
なんかね流れがおかしいですよね。
This is a little strange. Matsune, give me a hand, and we'll hand him his bouquets.
こりゃ、はいはいはいはい。ありがとうございます。
Thank you very much.
いやびっくりする流れで。
That is very surprising. We hope the two of you will be very, very happy together. The two of us will be very, very happy together. I think they're trying to hook the two of us up. I think Kajita-san's muscles are very happy as well.
まあここまでね、アジュさんの宿題ですとか、おめでたいご夫婦の方々とか、いろいろなお話してきましたけれども、
So we've kind of discussed
パネラーの皆さん自身にとって
the homework Yoshimune says. We've given some gifts out to the couples, and and before we move on though, let's have a quick word from Kajita about what he thinks. Well, or from Tororo-san, actually, sorry. Aji's company I know very well. And the reason for that is that when I was doing promotional work for circus, he says I kind of avoided trying to make sure that I was promoting my things in a way that would overlap with Aj's work. I don't actually know much about Aj's games, what's in them, but I've kind of really seen what they've done and the kind of things that they've accomplished. And so for me, this is kind of an emotional moment for me. So you say when you look at Aj's 20-year history, you kind of think about your own 20-year history, and he says, yes, that's we kind of had our hit games at the same time.
これ千代連サーカスだから千代連大サーカスだから
ね。まあ20年と言わず今後もいい関係でずっとね居続けていただきたいと思います。
So we hope you can be friends not just for 20 years, but for the rest of the time. Going forward too. Now, in my case, I kind of just steal everything from everybody. And when I played Kimi Nozo's demo, I said, this is something that I have to steal from my own game, and I did. When you steal a concept like that, the version you make tends to be a little worse, and I think that was the case in mine. And I think that made it, you know, just about the right level for consumers.
猫猫さんの原価割れ商法はパクられた。
それはねやっちゃいけない。やっていいことでやって悪いことがある。だいたい見てて、だいたい1年後に答えが出ることが多いんですよ。
なるほど。
答えが出てる時にやっていいってものを全部パクっていく。
なるほどなるほど。
っていうのを心がけてます。
バンブー受けすぎ。
Bamboo is really enjoying his answer.
喋れなくなっちゃう。
だいたいパクるからね。
I steal most things, you know.
本家を超えないのが僕のいいところ。本家を超えるとディスられるんで、本家よりちょっと下で8分ぐらいっていけば可愛いやつねって言われる。
But I don't go too far when I steal them. I make a version that's a little worse, and then that just makes everybody like me. Now moving on to Bamboo-san.
もうなんでしょう。吉田さんでした。いやいや
吉田Yoshimune-san.
自分でオンリスクでちゃんとものを作られる方なんですよ。
Yoshimune-san takes a lot of personal risks when he makes them. That's something that this is my first time of saying this, but I really, really respect that about him.
ちょっと尊敬しかないですよ。
I have nothing but respect for that.
そうすごいなと思ってこれありなんだってマジ思ったんですよ。
ちょっと泣くからやめてそういうの。
本当に素晴らしい作品群とか。
It makes a really, really wonderful series.
これはもう世界観を作りてんだよって歴史を作るんだっていうのを言ってすげえ長い時間レクチャーされたんですよ。ベータパーカー作る時ですね。まあ2割ぐらいしか多分入ってなかったんです。
When I first met him, he told me a ton about the history and the world of Muv-Luv, and I was really impressed by how much time and effort he put into it. And it's something, you know, that he's kept up for 20 years. That's something that, you know, not many people can do something like that. And so when he does something crowdfunding, I'm going to try and help him. That time you'll probably all be retired.
まだやってますか。
60過ぎて物販切り盛りしてるってやべえっすね。
腰本当やばくなってる。
どんな現役ソルジャーやねん。まあそんな感じでね、やっぱり同世代というかその2000年代初頭にデビューして。
We both kind of released our games at the same kind of time, and so in the same generation, and so that's something that's kind of special to me. And you know, if there's anything I can help him with, I'd like to do that. Thank you very much. I might take you up on that. I don't get to take that back now that you've said it. And now on to Kajita-san. Well, I haven't known him as long as the others, but so to me, âge just equals Muv-Luv. So if I can, so all I can do is kind of tell what Muv-Luv means to me, and the. And you know, as I've kind of gotten older, there's less things for me to learn, and there's less emotions I feel when I play video games. But for Muv-Luv, that really wasn't the case. And the reason for that is that, you know, in the real world, you know, there's a lot of people who talk a big game and don't follow through. They don't follow through with their game. Don't follow through with actual actions. The Yoshimune says, is this a diss on me? But with Muv-Luv, all of the characters follow through with their actions. They don't just talk, they go and actually, they take risks, they go and do what they say they're going to do. Well, that's something that is very special, I think. I think that Yoshimune-san is kind of the same way. Muv-Luv is kind of a game that just kind of leads by example. It shows you the kind of person that you're supposed to be. And you know, but when I played it, I was in my late 20s, and I thought there wasn't much left for me to learn from games, but Muv-Luv was an exception. Muv-Luv really made me think about what it is that gave me my start and what kind of person I am and what kind of person I should be. And people ask me those questions about who I am and where I got my start in interviews lately, so that's been very helpful.
そんな感じでですね、俺にとって吉宗さんっていうのはまあ一ゲームクリエイターというよりも
So to me, Yoshimune isn't just a game creator, but he's kind of like a teacher who's taught me a lot.
声悪っ。
この人はヒトラーみたいな人だな。
英語圏に放送。
You just called him Hitler, and Yoshimune-san reminded him that we are broadcasting this in English, so please be a little careful about what you're saying. Yeah, mo osoi desu, mo osoi desu. Sumimasen, mo osoi desu. Sorry, I was saying it's a little too old. It's a little too late.
そういうふうに感じていますし、だからâge 20年っていうのは俺にとってはもう全然自分の生きてきた時代と同じくらいの長さですから、この若輩の自分が言えることはないんですけれども、20年来たこれから先のまあ30年、40年、50年経ってやっと俺は語れることが増えていくんじゃないかな。
But I think, you know, as I grow, as
機械の体を手に入れてもらう。
as I continue to mature, there's going to be new things that Muv-Luv can teach me.
ネジになれないって思うんですよ。
なんか脳みそだけでも大丈夫です。脳みそだけでも尻の中に入れても。
だから、この流れ。なんかこの後になんかもうとてつなく落とされる何かがあるんじゃないかすっごい俺不安なんですけど。
He says he's a little worried about what's going to come from this in the future.
あ、そうだ。あとお誕生日近いって聞きましたが、さっき確認するの忘れた。何月何日
？Also, your birthday is coming up. When is it? It's actually the 14th of October, so it's actually kind of fast.
単純に聞きたかった。これ一応言っとかないと思って。この後だ。僕10月28日です。はい。でですね、この20年の歴史ね振り返ってきたんですけど、まあここのところ特に動きがないじゃないですか。âgeさんって。
So looking back, âge has not been doing too much. So we've looked a lot. We've talked a lot about the past 20 years, but âge has not been up to much too lately. Up to much lately. So are you actually doing something? I'm sure you're busy with the event, but are you actually doing anything?
実はですね、今日わざわざこんなイベントをやるぐらいですから。
Actually, well, you know, as you might have been able to tell from the fact that we're holding this event, we have something new coming up that I think we can show you.
まあね、ユーザー代表にあんなものを見せられた後。ですから、ちょっとね、想定外すぎて。
Unfortunately, this is coming after that really amazing thing that one of the fans showed us, so it might not look quite so good in comparison.
財務処理とかいろいろ終わって、でこれからまたじゃあ反転打っていくぞっていう流れになって。
âge is kind of ready to turn a new page in its history.
これだけの人にね、こんなことをありがたいことをまあ。言っていただきましたけど、僕はそんな立派な人間じゃないし、いろんなそのスタッフだったりとか、創業メンバーとか、いろんな人の力でここに来てるんで。
But you know, when I did Muv-Luv, when I made âge, it wasn't really just me doing everything. I had a lot of help, and now âge is just me. And you know. To kind of move forward, I've been bringing staff together who can kind of help âge move into the next stage, and I have them with me here today. So, may I introduce them? Yes, go ahead. So let's have our new guests here for introducing the new âge. Introduce the wonderful new members we have here. Our star general producer, Tororo. And the sign has changed to say Muv-Luv general producer.
はい、人生ね何があるかわかんない。
You never know what is going to happen in life.
統括プロデューサーとして
As Muv-Luv's general producer,
一緒にやっていきたいと思います。
I'm going to be working with Yoshimune-san.
みんなまだちょっとドヨドヨしてるね。
何が起きたか
これね、唖然としてますよ、周りが。
I think everybody is very, very surprised by that.
いやむしろねゲームが何分割されるのかっていう。
いや一アージをどれだけ短くできるかです。
分割されて回るんですね。
悪魔合体じゃないですか。
今後ともよろしくみたいな。
絶対くっつけちゃいけないやつじゃないですか。
そんなことはないです。
下道ですよ、タクさん、下道。
今後ともよろしくみたいな。
So that was quite an introduction, wasn't it? Let's have a round of applause for Tororo, the new producer for.
続きましてその強力なユーザーサポートであったり物販を担当していただきます。
We also have our merchandising support.
ですね、これちょっと話ちょうだいくださいね、時間ね。僕みのりを辞めてから何をしていたかというとスプラトゥーンをしていたんですけど。
Let me tell you what I've been doing since I quit Minori. I've been playing Splatoon, he says.
そうしたらある人って電話が
And then one day I get a call.
暇ですよね。
And he says, "You're not doing anything, are you?" And I said, "No, I'm not doing anything." Well, can you help me out?
はい、で飯食います。
And I said, "Yeah, sure."
なんか面白い仕事があるんですけど、手伝いませんか?
I have this kind of interesting job. And he's like, "Can you help?" And I said, "Yeah, I can help." And that's why my plaque here reads "Help."
来たら、まあ電話の人この人なんですけど。
And the person who called me was him.
僕でその仕事を今もしてるんですけれど、そうしてまあ座って仕事をしてたんですよ。あとありなと思いながら。そうしたら今度は後ろから高橋さん暇じゃないですかって言われて。
I wasn't doing much at my new job, and people said, "Well, you're not doing much," and so they said, "Well, we need your help with something. Just force this job on me." And the job they forced on me was selling the merchandise. I wasn't able to do it on my own, so I pulled in another couple of people to do it.
よくね、みのりのコミケで見てた人。
いや、っていうか、本当に今日のメンバーすっごいメンバーだったよね。
そうなんですよ。大変な物販はみのりだったんですけど。
That's right. Minori was doing the merchandising today.
オペレーションが変えるとか言われて、夜中に考えてこうだって朝こう言ってやったりして。
And it was something that was quite challenging to get done on such short notice.
こぼしちゃったり。もうこれは俺からこぼすと言ったことを僕がバケツでバチャンと受ける仕事をしばらくしてます。
And so for a while now, I've been, in addition to that, I've also been helping Tororo-san with the things that he can't quite get
な
done.
ので総合手伝いプロデューサー。
なるほどね。じゃあこの
So I'm the general help producer.
まあそんなわけないですよね。
そうですよね。はい。そうですよね。
そっち側にね、5億の男。財務をこうね担当する。お金を持ってくる担当みたいな。
We have someone over here who hopefully is going to be in charge of bringing us a bunch of money.
半分でございます。
そんな肩書きがある。
銭ゲバって書いてある。
It just says rich guy.
まあ銭ゲバス。
まあ銭ゲバです。
I guess.
銭ゲバ飯高かった。
Rich guy who buys the food.
もともとクラウドファンディング研究してきたのも、その美少女ゲーム業界でいろんなそのねコンテンツとかあとはまあそのゲームとかをもっと今の形に即してその
The reason I kind of got out into crowdfunding was to see if there was a way that I could bring the kind of visual novel industry into the kind of into the modern era and kind of adapt it to the needs of modern users.
まあ弊社も次で最後なんですけど、だからそうならないようにそのまあユーザーと一緒に作ってる感覚も共有しながら。
and to kind of share the idea that we're making a game together in a safe, fun way with the users.
でも資金的にも含めていろんな新しい形でできるようにクラウドファンディングを研究してきたんで、それの
And this is something I've done that I've done a lot of research with, and it's something that I hope I can help âge with in the future.
この流れで来ると梶田さんも。
And so we've had the four of them, and we thought maybe Kajita-san would have something too, and he says, well, I thought I would, but I flipped this over, and there is nothing there.
やっぱりこれ新人いじめなんじゃないかと。さっき言わなかったけど水忘れた時になんか陰謀みたいな。
That feels like a conspiracy.
こんな連続で嫌がらせされたことある。
白紙の小切手みたいなものですから。
このマイク本当臭いですよ。ベータのチンポコみたいな匂いですよ。
どんな匂いや。
本当ひどい。で、俺はどうするんですかこれ。俺これどうするんですか。
いや、僕はね、梶田さんにはぜひ僕の新作とかそういうのができた時には、まだほら形がないうちに巻き込むと。
And so he's saying what he hopes that he can have Kajita do is when the game gets a little further developed and it's actually ready to be played, that
さっきいろいろ言われましたけど、僕本当彼らに対して同じように思ってるんです。そのやっぱりゼロから自リスクを負って矢面に立って自分じゃやったことないことも責められ、でもそれを言い訳しないことをやってきた人たちなんで。
And so all of the people here have, taken their own risks and put up their own money and to try to create something from zero. And that's something that I really respect about them. And once I work with them and made something that's really special, then I want you to be our advertiser.
吉野さん、約束覚えてます？オルタ2でキャスティングしてくれるって約束。
He says, do you remember the promise you made that you would cast me in Muv-Luv Alternative 2?
それまで役者続けてるかわかんないんで頼みますよ。
I don't know if I'm going to be an actor by the time you're still doing it, so please hurry up and get it done.
怖い。
はい、ということで
コメントで1000万老害パワーズって書いてある。
So the rest of it, we have the incredible power of old guys to come together as the pretty girl, or rather pretty girl game designer Avengers. We're going to come together and do something, and he says, well, are you actually doing anything though? And he says, well, don't ask me that, ask the producer.
まあこれからって感じですよね。
そうね。
Well, we're really just getting started.
まだね、いろいろ時間があるんで。
We do have some time going forward for the rest of the event. But for me, I think we're definitely going to be doing Muv-Luv. We have a new slide for you. This is something that we put. Usually just put up on the web the other day. And so this is very, very early, and we haven't gotten approval, we haven't gotten the budget for it. We want to make something that's kind of connected to Muv-Luv, and it's the a reboot for Kimi nozomu. And what reboot means actually is kind of undecided at the moment. But we want to kind of evolve the contents of the game.
そうですね。はい。ということで、まあここにいる美少女ゲームアベンジャーズ&ライター。
And so we have the Pretty Girl Avengers and the writer here with quite a lot of announcements for you all.
アベンジャーズなわけない。
確かにそうだ。スーサイドスカットだわ。あんたジョーカーや。俺ジョーカーだよ。
ね、今後の皆さんの活躍にね、ぜひ
And we're looking forward to what you have for us in the future. And we'd like to say more, but we are out of time. And what we haven't discussed today, we will be discussing in future live streams and future events. And this is all the time Bamboo-san has for us. So is there any last words for us? And Bamboo-san says, well, if you're going to do crowdfunding, come and talk to me quickly.
12月20日にムジックスって新作出しますのでよろしくお願いします。よろしくお願いします。
Thank you all for having me. Thank you.
発売したらいろいろ話しましょう。
そうですね。発売したら僕には飯をおごんなきゃいけないんですよ。そう。金出してるしね。
そう、支援者なんですよ。
はい。ということで、
それって来週会うんで。
っていうかさ、早く行けとか言っといて引き止めてんじゃん。
ね、オーバードライブ代表のバンブーさんでした。
This has been Overdrive's CEO Bamboo. He's on his way to a recording.
さあ、続きまして、アージュの20周年を記念してですね、ご縁のある方々から、もう帰ってきた。
He's gone. He's gone now.
アージュの20周年を記念しまして、ご縁のある方々からビデオメッセージが届いております。
And so to celebrate Aj's 20th anniversary, we have some video messages.
進撃の巨人の作者、伊佐山はじめです。アージュ20周年、おめでとうございます。
I am
今
the
回
author
コメント動画
of
を送らせてもらったのはですね、僕がですね、進撃の巨人を書いたきっかけが、
you on the 20th
マグラ
anniversary
ドルタ人気をプレイした
of
ことにあるからで
they've
す。
given me the opportunity to send a video message, and I
その
wanted to
怒
tell
り
you
にあ
all
って、
that the thing that got me
吉宗
started
さんとは
writing Attack on Titan was playing Muv-Luv Alternative. After I played it, I had many
ご
chances
用
to.
をおっしゃってください。
どういうこと？
Sorry, we seem to have run into a little bit of technical difficulties.
進撃の巨人の作者、伊佐山はじめです。
Starting over. Hello, I am
おめでとうございます。
the.
今回コメント動画を送らせてもらったのはですね、僕が
Sorry, I got off
進撃の
track.
巨人を書いたきっかけが
So I'm here to tell you all that the what got me started writing Attack on Titan was playing Muv-Luv Alternative, and I had many chances to talk to Yoshimune-san. It's had a huge influence on me. The first time I encountered âge was when I was still in high school. When I found Kimi on PlayStation 2 in a game store by chance, and a friend was telling me all about this visual novel stuff, and I was trying it out. And that was the thing. At the time, Kimi was a romance game, and yet, well, it wasn't the fact that a romance game made this difficult, but I felt something very, very powerful in it. And then, after playing it, I listened to every episode of the radio program for years until the Kimi radio program finally ended. I listened twice a week, I think, and then that's when I got into Muv-Luv Alternative. And then there's that scene, the scene with Marimo, and that just kind of was like incredibly, incredibly shocking to me. And from there, I played about 27 hours straight, and then I finally had some food. I went to the bathroom, I slept, and then I got up and just played it again. And I beat the entire game in 2 days. And I don't think I've ever gotten into a game that much in my entire life. Yoshimune's taken me out to dinner a bunch of times. He's shown me a bunch of really good restaurants and given me a lot of advice as a veteran creator. And what I realized from my interactions with him is that Yoshida-san is a hardcore otaku, and it's a little sad that there's nobody like him in our generation anymore. The way he put together a world from a lot of different spheres of knowledge was just amazing. His worlds feel so dense and just full, and our generation really doesn't have someone like that, I don't think. I wanted to make Attack on Titan something similar, something you could just keep enjoying the more you got into it, something that just had endless, endless depth. But I couldn't do it, so I gave up. And I'm looking forward to seeing what else âge can create, and what Yoshimune-san can do.
感じたのはですね、もう僕ら世代には
And
ない
this is something that I am just really looking forward to. So, congratulations on 20 years, and just congratulations. And viewers, you have my apologies. I read that a little too fast. So, please wait a minute for the actual author to catch up.
まあ物語世界の構築っていうそういったもう大変な密度を持つ世界観っていうのはもう我々世代というかなかなか生まれないんじゃないかと思いました。僕もですね「進撃の巨人」をそういった、掘れば掘るほどもう果てしない情報の世界みたいなのを、作りたいなとか思ってたんですけどもう無理だなと思いました。
問題発言だそうです。
これからもですね、吉宗さんの作るアージュの作る、マブラブユニバース、今後の期待、展開も期待しておりますので、はい、本当に楽しみにしております。本日は20周年、イベントおめでとうございます。
Thank you all for your encouragement. It's tough because these guys talk faster than I do. So that was Isayama Hajime, the author of Attack on Titan.
パラノーマルアクティビティでお分かりいただけただろう。なんか通ってもすごいな、伊勢山さんあんなに熱を持って話してる。
You can really get a feel for how much Isayama-san. なんですか？もうちょっと。なんですか？We good?
バラしちゃうそれ。
Okay. すみません。Okay, moving on. Hello, everybody watching Still Breathing. It's me, Komikuda. Rather, Kumikoda. And to all those âge fans out there, congratulations on 20 years of âge and 15 years of Muv-Luv. It's me, Kumikoda. I was the one who sung the opening for Muv-Luv Total Eclipse. And, of course, you know that, right? At the time, I'd had a kid, and this single for the opening, Go to the Top, is what got me back in the business. As a mother, as Kurikoma, when I was trying to get back into the business, Yoshimune-san came to me at that time and asked me personally if I would write the song. And that's where Go to the Top came from. But of course, it was the opening theme, so I'm sure lots of you saw it. And, well, it was really cool. The way the video and audio came together, it really just gave me goosebumps. I also did a music video, which was a kind of a tie-up with Muv-Luv, and it was really cool. I'd seen it a ton of times, and I actually just heard that Yoshimune-san, the author, didn't really expect me to agree to do the song. But at the time, this was something that I didn't realize at all. When I got the offer, I was really happy. I had just 2 weeks to actually do the song, and it was pretty hard to get it done during that time. And coming up with a cool song was one thing, but I was only able to make the make Go to the Top with the help of a lot of people. And you know, it was a wonderful music video. And when I sang at the New Year's singing competition, I had this yellow outfit on, and the Muv-Luv fans said that this outfit was the ultimate Muv-Luv pilot suit. It was really an honor. It's Muv-Luv's 15th anniversary, and as of this December, it'll be 20 years for my career as well. So it's like we are an anniversary pair. And I will be cheering âge on, and I hope that I can sing another song for Muv-Luv someday. I'm cheering you on. Keep it up, âge. This has been Kumi Koda.
これからも頑張ってください。小田久美でした。
豪華。めちゃめちゃ豪華。
That was really quite a lineup we have, huh? Thinking back to where we got to start, it's really amazing that we have a lineup like this. Really, thank you for making this. Oh, we actually have more, though. Hello, âge fans, still watching, still breathing. Good evening. It's Grand Rodeo. Congratulations on 20 years of âge and 15 years of Muv-Luv. Has it been 20 years? At the time, we didn't used to pronounce it âge. We called it age age. So Grand Radio has been at our in our business for 14 years. We'll be 15 years next year. And it's really thanks to âge that we were able to get as far as we have. Grand Rodeo's most famous songs are all Muv-Luv. They're still really popular songs, like Once and Forever, for instance, and Zero Gravity. And we also played No Place Like a Stage on our tour. We always play that. Yeah, really. And it's thanks to âge that we've been around so long. I think it's thanks to âge and Muv-Luv that I have the role of John in Attack on Titan. I think it's a famous story that everybody knows, but Isayama, the author of Attack on Titan, stole his idea from Muv-Luv, or rather, he got inspiration from Muv-Luv, he says. And he was also a big listener of the Kimi Nozo radio program. Honestly, I think if anything, he should be giving me better treatment. Grand Radio's done songs for a lot of different properties, but we would not be where we are today without âge. Now, what about you? For me, I like Minami-chan's song. I think we've known âge for about 20 years. I think we kind of got our start with them with Kimi Nozo at Big Sight. I went first thing in the morning to go to Kamaket, got home late, and then came back first thing in the next morning. It's been 20 years later, and I'm still tired for that. It was that exhausting. Yeah, we all have a lot of memories of that. And we're still breathing. It's a miracle. We are still breathing. We at Grand Radio are still going, and at our core, that's what you could call an ageism, which, you know, we don't really think about, but is definitely there and defines who we are. But the fact that we're both here after 20 years, it feels like âge and we are comrades in arms. We have a lot in common to talk about. Yeah, that's right. There's a lot of things that we could be saying about âge. And I'm sure that everybody in the crowd is really fired up. They're amazing games. Kimi Nozo and Muv-Luv, they're just crazy, crazy good. And we at Grand Rodeo will be trying our best too, so that we can have future anniversaries as well. And I hope that we can both stay in business together. Keep it up âge. And so this has been Grand Rodeo, which you can also consider one of âge's projects. We have a gap, so yes, Domenico, I've played Muv-Luv.
いいコメント。いや本当ね、キーヤンはね、まあずっとキーヤンの雑誌でやってますし、 いやもう分かりきってますね、ゆずるさんもね、もうね。
親戚の兄ちゃんですね。
そう、本当にそんな感じですね。
突然の安心感。
あと伊佐山さんとなぜか事件編と解決編みたいな。
本当にね。
はい、結構収録現場でそういう話になったみたいです。
じゃあ最後。
We have one last one. One which. Hello to all fans of âge participating in the Still Breathing event. I'm Hironobu Kageyama with Jam Project. Congratulations on 20 years of âge and 15 years of Muv-Luv. As you know, Jam Project and myself have been part of many of Age's projects. We did the songs Name, Kimi no Na, and Cry to Tomorrow. And I also sang the song Wings on my own. I also did the lyrics for the song Carry On by Masaki Endo. Whenever I do work for Age, it's always very clear what the goal is, and just kind of what it is that they kind of want to make. And so I did the song and lyrics for it. I was so moved, I was crying when I made it. I really remember that. As an artist, it's very, very easy to get into âge's works, especially for Cry to Tomorrow. I did both the song and the lyrics, and I remember that I was so moved that I was crying when I actually did it. When Jam Project just got started and we were trying our best to get bigger, our encounter with âge was a huge part of what let us grow big. And the fact that I'm still in this business when âge is having its 20th anniversary is in a large part because I met âge. The fact that I'm still in this business when âge is having its 20th anniversary is in a large part because I made âge. So please keep at it, âge. I and the rest of the band are cheering you on. And thank you. This has been Hironobu Kageyama.
はい、というわけで今日あれですよね、東京ドームで国歌を歌ってた方ですよ。どうですかこの豪華なコメント。
And that was quite a lineup of comments.
どこから切ってももうあんこが出てくるような豪華な方々。
It's just an absolutely amazing group of commentators.
なんかいろんなことを思い出して結構胸がいっぱいになりますね。こういう温かい言葉をいただくと。
It honestly just brings back a lot of memories and makes me feel really good to kind of hear them say that, and hearing just the support from both the artists and the fans, and thinking that I may have been able to bring them together is something that makes me very happy. I just have a request for all of you. No upping videos or recordings of these video messages. And that's all for the video messages. Thank you very much. Now we're being told to kind of move over.
ではですね、まあこんなにこう熱いコメントね、いろいろいただいてますとね、今さんもちょっと改めてもう一回頑張んなきゃなという気持ちになるんじゃないですか。
So seeing all this, we kind of think that Yoshimune-san needs to get to work. He can't just be sitting on the stage and smiling. He has to actually be doing his job. And you know, he says, "I am still breathing." But I got to make sure that I keep it breathing and not bleeding. Got to make sure I don't bleed out.
はい、ということで、まあじゃあここからはあれですか、なんか今後の話とか。
So now are we going to be discussing something about the future of âge, since we just had that big introduction about how you're the Avengers? We'd like some more specifics, actually. Do you have specifics? Yes, we have. We have specifics for you, actually. We definitely do, actually. Actually, there's a new Muv-Luv project that's in the works already. And so we're going to have the actual staff come out, and no, it is not Kajita-san flipping over his thing to reveal that he's the programmer for the game. We're going to have the game programmers come out and tell us a little about what they're working on. All right, let's bring them in. We have Kumano and Kashitani from the development staff. I have some very, very unique characters on the stage with us today. And one of them was actually our DJ. Okay, please introduce yourselves. Hello, I'm Kumano, the director. You're kind of freaking out everybody with your appearance. Can I take that off? Yes, you can take it off. Looks very, very different, very surprising. I thought he was the mysterious DJ from Avex. And we have one more. This is our technical director, Kazutani. Or I'm sorry, the technical director name is Kakitani. And the room just got very, very quiet. But what can you tell us about this new project? Is this something you're working on? Thank you. First, let's start with a brief introduction about ourselves. Wouldn't that be a little hard to do after Kitakuou's presentation? Feeling the pressure? Yes, I am a little nervous. That's. But if you can look over to the screen. My name is Kumano. I'm just going to read off his resume for this new project that he's the director of. He's Project MIKHAIL. He did SD Gundam, Gundam Wars, 1993. A very, very big PvP game for MIKHAIL in 2012. Cannon Master in 2013. He did Hoshin no Cannon Master. And a major PvP mobile game for a certain extremely well-known robot property. He's just kind of repeating what I already told you. It's a very, very well-known robot property, and they're speculating that it may be Doraemon, a PvP Doraemon game, perhaps. And after joining Anchor, he's been working on a smartphone 3D TSF action game, as well as a RoboTuber system. Humanity's first RoboTuber system. For those of you who saw that, he was the one who put that together. So he's someone who's been worked on many, many games. So you can tell us what it is that brought you into contact with Yoshimune-san and the rest of the Bishoujo game adventures. Actually happened on Twitter. I made this, and Koki Yoshimune made this tweet which says, "Anybody here know how to make a browser game? Please tell me, seriously." Also, note the number of retweets. And, you know, I responded to this. This was in 2010. At the time, as I said, I was doing social game. I was at a company that did social games. I said, yeah, I'd love to make your game. It's just kind of the same as Kitakuou earlier. And actually, what he wanted to make was a remake of Distant Dawn, which was exactly what Kitakuou wanted to make. And so when did you actually meet? That was what he wanted to make in the past. And so just like what you saw here, Yoshimune-san actually went to see him and saw his presentation and met with his boss and tried to make it into a game at the time, but it didn't quite end out working out back then. And at the time, they weren't willing to do it just because it wasn't as big as the other major robot property that they were working on at the time. And at the time, and this would have been about 9 years ago, it didn't work out then, back in 2010. And after that, I kind of would occasionally see him at the events I went to. At one point, I happened to go to Osaka with Tororo, and we met we met him there. I actually just and then when I made this post that I would be in Osaka, he sent a message to me and told me that we would that he would meet, and so we met, and I told him a little about Anchor. I told him about Anchor, and he kind of crossed his arms. And the rest of the people who were with him kind of said, "Well, Kubuto, are you prepared to ditch us and go join Anchor?" And when I made the offer, he came like immediately. And now we have some music going. What's with the music? And he made the decision to just come join Anchor, move from Kansai to here just immediately, and bring his family with us. Komodo-san made the decision to do this very quickly, and what he's working on is Project MIKHAIL. That's right. It's not Michael, it's MIKHAIL. And this is a project that's underway presently. Okay. So what about Kashitani-san? And he's the technical director for the he's the technical director of the project, and also runs his own company, Hazu. And because Muv-Luv is a title with a lot of very, very passionate fans, he hoped that they'll look forward to what he has. Now we'd like to actually hear a little more in specific about what the project you're working on is. So if you can look at the screen, if we can get it up on the screen. Oh, we did. Show a little. And you can see a screen here. I'll just translate really quickly. Top left says season information, preparations for Operation XX. Top right menu from the top to the bottom reads TSF, player, inventory, shop, MIKHAIL system, and mission. The mission clear condition is defeat 1,000 beta. Shit, this looks cool. So what exactly do you do with this game? Well, you can do things like this. You can customize your mech. Translating again from top to bottom, it's total attack, total defense, total recovery, and total agility. One sword style, melee style, and you can all you can choose all that, but you don't just choose it and it's over. We have an actual game for you, an adventure scene. So we're still working on the effects. So we kind of rushed to get this particular thing done for the event. It was very good we did because Kitakuou had that rather impressive presentation for us. Now you can see the actual game. It's like, this is the kind of game I wanted to play. This is the one-handed gun style. It's got a special move button. You can change weapons to single-handed sword style. Hit the special move button. That's cool. And Kashitani-san has worked at kind of games like this. It was your Type 74 sword. I guess you got some experience for it.
UI 見る限りこれ多分指でタップするんだろうなっていうのは分かりますけど、今マウスで操作してますけど。そうですね。ただこれ PC 版も出すよ。
You can see from the UI that it's a mobile game, but we also are going to have a PC version that's coming out. Apologies, that's going a little too fast for me to read. It is not the music I would have expected to hear for a battle scene. You kind of see the game, you can see. What do you think about this as gamer, Kajita-san? I think that I really want them to actually get it out.
Make
Make a game where we can actually pilot a TSF. This is the game that I always really wanted to play. This is the kind of game I wanted to play. I always wanted to play something where I could pilot a TSF. Actually seeing the thing in it in action is really amazing. It's really just a moving, amazing sight. This project MIKHAIL. Is this the game? And the Project MIKHAIL is a temporary title. I have another slide to show you. This is Kashtani. This was Kashtani's attempt at it. He got a general rating of C. And now we're back to the 9-year-old tweet. I know, once you upload something to the internet, it's forever. And yes, you are free to take photos of this. Do you actually know how to use a computer? He can make games, but he doesn't know how to do PowerPoints. It looks like it's some kind of problem with the equipment. Can we get it? Maybe we can get it, they're saying? So this is the resume of Kashtani. I'm going to be reading it for you. We have Vagrant Story, Dirge of Cerberus, Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy 13, Final Fantasy 13-2, and Final Fantasy 14. You know, it's not me who made these titles amazing. It was Square Enix, but I did learn a lot from that, and I'm hoping that I can apply it to the games. And you know, when I met him, he told me a lot about how he wanted to make this a Muv-Luv, and I really, really wanted to help him with his project, and so. Our company was originally made from Square Enix engineers, and here's a list of titles for them. I'm just going to skip and read those for you all now. Front Mission 4, Front Mission Online, Front Mission 5, Lightning Returns, Final Fantasy 13, Ogre Battle 64, Final Fantasy 12, what is that? The City of Final Fantasy, Rogue Galaxy, White Knight Chronicles, I think was that one was called, Ni no Kuni, and 4 Naruto Ultimate Storm titles, Nobunaga's Ambition Online, and Romance of the Three Kingdoms Online. These are all titles that Project MIKHAIL, I don't know, members have worked on. And you can probably get a hint from these titles, what kind of stuff we work on. And you were saying earlier that it could be played on both PC and smartphone, and it'd be both smartphone and PC, published in Japanese, English, and Chinese, which is why we have interpreters. First, I'm finding out about that. Is there anything in particular that sticks out when you were making this? One thing I do want to say is that I don't like pay-to-win games, so it's not a pay-to-win game, and there is no gacha either. We had quite a lot of we'd like to make quite a lot of it, though. So you're going to keep working on the scenario, then? So it'll be potentially a subscription or battle pass model. So you'll be, you know, paying to play, not paying to win. As the announcer says, wow, that's really encouraging, but I'm a little skeptical, he says. So is this actually coming out? So we're making 2020 as our goal, but it may end up being 2021. So in 2020, 2021, it will be out on browsers and smartphones. We're all very, very excited to see announcement. We're all very, very excited to see this, and we're going to have more announcements to come. I guess the release date is 2021. Platforms listed as PC, Steam, and Android, and languages Japanese, English, and Chinese. And for more information, subscribe to the channel. This is something that we're hoping we could all share with players around the world. I do the Operation Cherry Blossom for real. Operation Oka. Maybe it's Operation Oka, I forget. Please look forward to more information about it. And there's your information on Project MIKHAIL.
はい、というわけで、トークパートもね、かなり後半に入ってまいりまして、
And we're getting pretty close to the end of the.
吉村さん、まだまだあれでしょ？どうせ喋り足りたいんでしょ？
Getting close to the end of the talk part, but Yoshimune-san, you still have more time to say, more things to say, I'm sure, but yes, I do have an announcement. And I just mentioned that we're going to be doing more announcements here. And we're also going to be doing a lot more events in the future as âge. I also have a personal announcement. And I just don't want to just talk, so I have something you can actually see. Let's take a look at it. First, let's take a look. These are image boards that are going way, way too fast for you to see. Muv-Luv INTEGRATE. And since we don't have much time left, so we ran through those really fast, and everybody has their mouths just falling open. So let's go through them one more time. Go to the next. Go to the next. And some of these I think you've seen, but some of them you have not. These are called image boards, and when you are making something, you make these image boards so that everybody working on the project has the same kind of mental image of what the project is. The front of that picture looks pretty spooky, but you know, who knows what's going to happen. And some of these people you may recognize. So what exactly is going on here? I'm sure you have quite a lot of questions. Did she just spill her chocolate, perhaps? And the title for this is Muv-Luv INTEGRATE. And integrate, they're asking, what does integrate mean? Integrate means to bring together.
私、不詳私が、メインで企画とシナリオの一部と
And it's a project
マブラブに帰ってきましたということで
that I'm working on. I'm doing the scenario, the design, and so I have returned to making Muv-Luv. I don't know if it's actually going to come out, but I want to tell the viewers that I do actually want to do this. And Tororo says we're getting it out.
トロロさんはね、マッツンは君のそのあれもそうだけど、これもしだったら自分でお金集めてくるからって言ってくれたんです企画見て。プロットとかシナリオの段階まで今プロットのとこまで行ってるんですけど、そのプレゼン見てもしだったら自分が全部金持ってくるから。そのぐらい言ってくれたんです。
So Matsu was ready to get the money for it himself when he saw the plot, and that's why he brought bamboo. He didn't say he's going to pay for it himself, he'll just get it himself, he says. This is what Kajin is going to come out in. So I've got a lot of questions, and first, is this going to be a single game? Well, in terms of what we're going to do with it, we're going to try and decide. What? Sorry, I'm getting trapped. We're not sure what format it will be. We're going to take it. As for when it comes out, Tororo-san's eyes went wide open. It is an official and proper continuation of the alternative story. I've all been waiting for this. He says, yeah, this is the one I'm going to be in. But you know, the story of Takeru Shirogane is over, isn't it? So what are you going to do? There are several creators that I respect. For example, for director Tomino of Gundam, for instance, which gave me a lot of inspiration. So remember when Tomino director came out with Turn A Gundam? The Black History. No, but Turn A is not the Black History. Black History is what came out in the term Black History was in Turn A Gundam. So integrate means to bring together, and Muv-Luv has a bunch of parallel worlds, and a lot of is capable of having secondary works and a bunch of creators' visions of it. But but now that 20 years have passed, I've kind of grown up, and maybe I'm going back to being a kid. I want to. I need to make a second Isayama, the writer of Attack on Titan, by kind of sharing the things that have built up with me, within me over the last 20 years, with people that I can really trust, and concentrate on the process of creating stuff. And unfortunately, we are all out of time. We have about 30 more minutes of the broadcast. So we need to stop him from talking before he reveals any more confidential information. Thank you for coming, and look forward to a lot to come. And this concludes the talk part. And this is goodbye from Kajita-san. Let's end with a message from him. And it's extremely unfortunate that I'm saying goodbye here, but I really do feel glad that I came here. I didn't know exactly what I was going to be doing here. I didn't get a script. I was just told to come. I was told, oh, it was a live stream. So well, okay, well, we'll do our best with it. And we managed to pull it off. Now, you know, as a player, if there was going to be Muv-Luv announcements, I felt like I had to go. And so, you know, I wasn't really able to participate in any Muv-Luv events. So it's really good for me to, you know, be involved at the start of something. And looking at these announcements here, I was really, really impressed and feel like something is about to start here. Feels just extremely happy about this. No idea when it'll actually come out, though. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you all very much. And so it's a little break for the rest of them as well. Thank you all very much. Yes, thank you all. And I give them all a big round of applause. And this is the end of the talk part of the talking event. And now we have a nice little mini concert for you. This concert has quite an artist coming up. Let's have them come in. Here they are. They're not here yet. They're not here yet. Not quite yet. Could hear the staff panicking behind me. As introduced before, no social networking posts or photos for this particular part. But, I mean, you got plenty of photos already, right? You probably filled up your smartphone. You guys all putting this on Twitter, or are you too busy? They all were very, very happy to see all the various things that you probably didn't expect. And it feels like everybody here is just really, really used to giving presentations. Okay, let's have some questions. Who here came from the farthest? We got one guy from Fukuoka. Thank you for coming from Fukuoka. Beautiful town. And Fukuoka guy wins. The first guy to win, to say anything won. Congratulations. Anybody from Hong Kong? Anybody from China? I'd love to go around and ask, but no time, so we do have a concert coming up, but all just going to have to believe and wait for the upcoming âge projects. And you know, I've been an MC for a lot of âge events. And you know, at âge events, the fans are just really, really, really into it. And I can really, really feel their passion. I can especially feel that passion today. I hope you all live as long lives as possible. So it seems like we're ready. So let's have her come in. Here is our artist for the concert. It is Minami Kuribayashi. Hi, Kuribayashi Minami, thank you for having me. It's been so long, Yagi-san. I haven't seen you for years. But thank you for coming to sing today. So, Kuribayashi-san, this is something very special for you, this 20th anniversary. Yes, I'm very happy that I got to come here. Thank you all so much for having me. So you all are going to be sitting down and listening today? Oh, we are doing a live stream today. Hello, everyone. Think back to the ending of Kimi Nozo as I sing Rumbling Hearts for you. Oh, well, okay.
とうございます。みんな今日は来てくださってありがとうございます。
Ah. Sorry, we're back.
めっちゃチケット代ね。すごい金額だったじゃん。
The tickets for this were extremely expensive, so I'll do my best to make it worth your while. So please have a great time before you head home. Everybody here who, who gathered here today, I think you're just really amazing. You're real âge fans. And I hope you'll keep being fans forever and keep supporting us. Thank you all. This is a live stream, isn't it? And for a live stream, there's limits on what you can say. So this will be a little formal, but please let me do my best. So, as I kind of limited in what I can say when a live stream. So this is âge's 20th anniversary. Thank you all so much. Thank you, really. It's a very, very important day. It's also Kasumi's birthday, so. But I'm wearing red. I'm wearing red because I couldn't find blue. But Sumika and Haruka both had red hair, so I guess it's okay. Just let's all pretend it's okay. Both âge and âge and Avex are blue, so just I'm blue in my heart as well. What's going on? What do you mean? It's okay? Can I sing another song? I don't know if I can sing another song. Sorry. Which is it? Is it over? Somebody tell me. All right. Okay. Okay, we're doing one more song. Please listen to one more song. This one is from Muv-Luv.
の勇気が切り開く未来、二人の想いが見つけ出す希望、今信じ合える諦めない心重ね、永遠を抱きしめて気持ちをフェードアウトでした。ありがとうございます。
Thank you all.
それでは
All right.
次の方をお呼びしたいと思います。
Time to bring in the
Rino-chan
next
です。
person.
どうぞ。
It is Reno. Please come in. Wow.
リノちゃん、こんにちは。
Hello, everyone.
リノちゃんも来ると思わなかったよね。
I didn't think, you all didn't think that Reno was coming, did you?
すごいですね。
This is amazing. I'm Reno. Thank you all for having me.
退場するから。
All right, I'll be going then.
失礼します。
And I'll be cheering for you. Yeah, we're both red, aren't we?
みなみちゃんでした。
And that was Minami-chan. Let's all give her a round of applause. Thank you. I'm Reno. Thank you for having me today.
私は2001年にめぐみという名前でこの曲に出会い、いろんなことが始まりました。今日はアージさんの20周年の感謝の気持ちを込めて久しぶりに
That's my first time singing this song in a while. It's been something that's been very meaningful for me since I first saw it in 2001.
ずっと怖かった確かめ合うこと顔色ばかり気にしてうつむくずっと怯えてた心を閉ざして悲しく深い傷跡なぞった季節は流れ心は溶けてあの日の痛みを受け入れてく誰もが荷物抱えてると知った時から温かい気持ちが芽生え始めたこの悲しみはいつかきっと優しさになるあなたに会えた他の上風が吹くずっと忘れない震える眼差し
戸惑い不安恋する喜びずっと忘れない一途な思いを迷わずくれたありがとうごめんね季節は巡る思いも巡るみんなで微笑む明日信じて何気ない日々送ることの幸せ感じ安らぎを抱きしめ生きてゆきたいこの悲しみはいつかきっと優しさになる泣いてもいいよそっと撫でてあげるからなんて静かに過ぎてゆく日々いつしか想いは届きますか誰もがみんな涙こらえ歩いてゆくぬくもりが世界を包み込むならこの悲しみはいつかきっと優しさになるあなたに会えた丘の上星が降るあなたに会えた丘の上星が降るありがとうございました。ありがとうございます。
Thank you all very much.
この「君が望む永遠」という作品で、私は知っている方もいらっしゃると思いますが、ラカーポという作品でもたくさん歌わせていただいてて、ヨズカとそしてもう一人親友をくれたのが私の人生すごい恵まれてるなと思います。それではお呼びします。栗林みなみちゃんです。
Opportunity. Let's bring back Koki Minami-chan.
みなちゃんの君が望む永遠を久しぶりに聞いたよね。
It's been a long time since we've heard any Kimi Nozo songs.
ありがとうございま
Applause
す。
for her.
時が経ちましたね。
経ちました。
Sorry.
99年に。そうですよね。
So Âge got its start in 1999. And at first, I did sales for it at Comic-Ed. Is there anybody who met me when I was at Comic-Ed in 1999? There is. Thank you so much. In 20 years.
本当に私も今君のその話をりのちゃんが言ってたけど、私ももうね君のそに出会わなかったら
I was just saying,
世界にはいなかったので、
if
本当に
I'd never got my start with Kimi Nozo, I never would be in this business I am in now. So I'm always be grateful to âge.
その作品からね、2人で今からコラボしたいと思います。
And so the two of us are now going to sing together a song from Kimi Nozo.
この曲りのちゃんと一緒に歌うので。
This is my first time singing it with Rino-chan, so I was really looking forward to it.
座ったままでもどかしいかもしれません。
Am I still low? It should be good. Okay. All right. So now we're going to sing our hearts out, and here we go.
暑い日差し眩しくて思い出すのあの夏を痛みなんて知らずにいたの笑顔いつも嬉しくて夢も憧れも求め続けてた私を呼ぶ声が遠く聞こえるずっとずっと見つめてたまっすぐな想いは果てしない空へと駆け抜ける溢れる涙もそっとこの手に抱きしめるいつかまた会えるかなあの丘で青い風に誘われて雲が形変えてゆく過ぎた時を教えてくれた写真今はセピア色二人で交わした小さな約束心の片隅で静かに眠るずっとずっと忘れない大切な想いを終わらない明日へ描いてくあなたがくれた言葉は宝物になってこの胸で輝くの永遠にRemember you shining foreverずっとずっと見つめてたまっすぐな想いは果てしない空へと駆け抜ける溢れる涙もそっとこの手に抱きしめるいつかまた会えるかなあの丘でありがとうございました
Okay, I've got the volume right this time. Thank you all.
はい、栗林さん、リオさん、ありがとうございました。
Okay, big thanks to both of you. You're both very, very red. It was just chance that we happen to have the same outfits today. It was not deliberate. Does that actually happen that you would match like that? I guess it does. It was a choice between red and blue for the outfits, and they chose red. But it was an absolutely amazing concert from both of them. And so we're all still very moved by that. Let's have the participants from today come back in one more time. Yes, thank you all. Let's how was it to sing today? Hey, both of you. It was just extremely moving. 20 years is really, it's really amazing that it's been that much time. And I hope that I get the chance to play many more wonderful works from âge in the future. I hope that I can be involved with them. Yes, thank you very much. Let's talk to Reno-san. Yes. First, I can feel the power of all of âge's fans. I can see them all here in front of me, and it's just absolutely amazing. I think I'm very, very lucky to have had the chance to be a part of this, and that the timing worked out, and I hope I can continue to be a part of this. Let's send them off with another big round of applause.
âge 20th Anniversary Broadcast Steel Bleeding あっという間にかな結構充実してたような気がするけど
So we're out of time for the day for their talk event.
動いていくそうです。どんな活動をしていくのか、今後の予定後ろのモニターに出るんでしょうか。これは出すほどかな。
We have some stuff coming up in the future which will here's what we have coming up for future plans. We have a live stream plans. We'll be appearing at Comic Market 97. We actually were able to pull that off. We will be at Comic Market 97. And during our live streams, we will be telling you more about our future plans. And we also have a bit of a question mark here. A lot of things in the future that I think we'll be able to show you, just because you were so passionate today. And we want to make a lot of things in the future, of things that you've been asking for, like getting it to work on Windows 10. I'm sure a lot's happened for you all over the last 20 years. We started with Kimi nozomu, and I think you've learned that time is cruel and kind. And I think it's, you know, it's brought a lot of changes and good things for us, and we hope that we can keep going right until the day we die. And I think the passion we saw today. And Tororo just says, "Wow, it's amazing." They're asking for more, and he says, "Nope, we're just at the starting line." And we're going to do stuff. We have stuff coming. Let's have everybody line up again. This has been our 2.5 hour event. let's have a final closing word from everybody. I think today's time was really precious and valuable, this event we were able to share together. I was so happy to get the chance to sing here, to play with Rino-chan. I'm just so happy. I'm going to keep doing my best in the future, and I hope you'll keep supporting âge. So we've never come out with a single for Rumbling Hearts, but we're actually going to be redoing Rumbling Hearts and putting it out as a single. So I hope that you'll look forward to that. Thank you all very much. And that was Kurobashi Minami Kurobashi. Thank you very much. Now moving on to Reno. I got my start with Kimi Nozo, and it's been, 20 years or so. And when I sang it today, I could just feel the lyrics, coming back to me. And it was just very, very moving. And I'm going to keep going until I get the chance to sing the song again. Thank you all for giving me the chance. Any announcements? I have a concert in July. I'm not sure what this is. So tell us what you're going to be doing for breakfast tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm having salmon. Hope you look forward to that. Thank you. Bye-bye. That was Reno. Now from Sakai. I've got more work coming up after this, actually, so it's not done for me, but I can really feel the passion people have. And I'm sure that people who couldn't come here today are watching on the on YouTube and live, or YouTube and we're going to try and figure out a way for you to get some of the merchandise we're selling here too. Thank you all for having us. This is our super merchandising guy and the former CEO of Minori. And moving on to Tororo. I just got to start with Yoshimune's passion over the last 2 months, and I just have been amazed at the results, just the number of people who have come together, including Sakai-san, and I'm really happy. But, this is really the starting line for us. And I'm hoping that we can keep this going for over 100 years. And I'm a new member to the team, but I hope you'll have me. And your new title is General Producer, right? And this was Tororo-san. And lastly, from Yoshimune-san. What I've learned throughout my long the life that I've lived this far is that you can't live by yourself, that you can't get by yourself, and that a lot of people have helped me get where I am today. That's something that I really feel strongly, and your passion that you all have is something that I really feel and I really am grateful for. And showing you kind of my own life and expressing my life through my work is perhaps the reason that I was born, I think. And having all of these wonderful people here with me to work with me, and all I can do is show you all of us coming together to take a step forward. And but I'm going to do that, and I hope you'll support me. And that was the CEO of âge, Yoshimune-san. And we have a lot of wonderful things to look forward to in the future. And thank you all for coming.
Live viewing
Thank you all for watching on stream too. Goodbye. Goodbye. And thank you all the people watching on YouTube. That was good. And thank all of you in the comments for your support. It really means a lot to me, and I appreciate you being supportive during a 2.5-hour live translation session. Thank you all.
梶田さんが帰ってきたのかな。
大きくなって帰ってきました。窓の外から、あれ？
はい、以上で本イベントは終了となります。今日はありがとうございました。